Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to take a moment to welcome our guest. She might look familiar. She was actually my first Facebook Live, and we had technical difficulties and things got messed up, so we thought we are just going to do it again. So Krista Kippenberger with Focus on Health Chiropractic is joining me today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
So Krista and I are really good friends, and she started posting on social media and things like that with their chiropractic business, like how they were setting goals and achieving these goals and all that. And I thought, you know what? This is something that our coalitions and our not-for-profit world can utilize as well. So Krista, take us just through your process. When you guys decide that you're going to start setting goals for your next year, what does that look like to y'all?
Okay, so really it starts with a vision board. We really start with what do we want the year to look like? And in our mind, start visioning what that looks like. And it doesn't even include any numbers, but it could include what kind of customer service it looks like. What does the staff look like? What is happening inside the doors that is that vision out there? And so then that comes together on a vision board that we like to do with the entire group. We get magazines, and this year it was great because we really just all came together, had magazines on the table. We cut out things. We knew the theme that we wanted was a mountain. And so then having everyone just add to that vision board, it just came together so really nicely. So we started with that vision. From there, to set the goals, we said, okay, so what's the goal in that vision? Where are we looking to go? Is that how many patient visits we want to have a month? Is that how many new patients we want to have a month? Is that focusing in on how many marketing events we want to have? Is that, just all sorts of different goals. And then we back it off so much that we actually get it down to what a day looks like for that goal. So I actually saw an article this morning that helped me reference kind of what I was thinking. It said, how do you get to 6 figures a year? Say you're an entrepreneur and you want to make 6 figures a year. Well, you don't focus on making 6 figures a year. You back it up. What does that look like in a month? What does that look like as a week? What does that look like as a day? And if you're really specific, what does that look like every hour? And I know for my office, how many patient visits does that look like in an hour? How many of my docs need to be seeing patients, or how many do they need to see in a day? And I could say for nonprofits, you're probably not down to the hour, but my favorite thing about goal setting is being able to step it back, being able to look at the big goal and then getting littler and littler to something that's achievable and doable every single day.
I really like that you put it that way, because I think that's not-for-profits and even our coalition groups, when they come together and set a goal, it's lofty. We don't want kids to drink. You have something like that, but then I think they have the hard time stepping back and setting those goals. Okay, what's going to be a reachable goal to make it, to go up that ladder, to make sure that that happens. And then with vision boards, it's interesting because I don't think folks in general think of it from a business standpoint. They might have done one personally or something like that. But I really like the idea of taking your business, and in our case, it might be a not-for-profit or a coalition, and really putting down visually what they like. I love that. I think that's something that they could all utilize. You and I have also talked a lot. Oh, go ahead.
What's so cool about that is everyone has a different perspective. My perspective is not the same as your perspective. And so how you see the mountain is not how I see the mountain. And so I love that you can add that and then talk about it together of like, Okay, well, what were you thinking when you put the word epic out there? What were you thinking when you're halfway up the mountain? And it just really became something that opened up conversation, brought ideas to the table, brought the goal even as more of a reality.
Well, it's definitely good team building, and it engages everybody within the group that's doing it. Um, we've talked about a lot of times a brain dump, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Could you kind of explain what a brain dump is and what it looks like?
Sure. I think I do this on a weekly, if not, monthly basis. But I don't know about you, but I have a lot of different hats that I wear, whether I am mom or I'm a wife or I am ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce cutting ribbons, or I'm on the Women's Network, or I am an entrepreneur. And so a lot of things will cross my mind at times, and I get to a point where they almost get lost back there. And so, I started doing this on Sundays. Sometimes it runs into Monday morning, but where anything that comes to my mind, I just put it on a piece of paper so that I can get it out in the open to deal with it. Now, what does that mean moving forward? Do you just have a list of things to do? No, you have a thing to schedule from that point. Is this something I need to do this week? Is this something I need to make progress on this week? Is this push out a month? Because if I don't put it down and I don't get a timestamp on it, then it's going to constantly keep bothering me. Remember, you got to go to the DMV this month. Remember, you got to do to the grocery store this week. If I don't schedule it out, then it doesn't get done and it continues to bother me.
That's really important. I wanted you to highlight that because with our coalitions, we have a lot of folks that come together from different segments of life. And this would be something perfect for them to do at the beginning of their meetings because, again, there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to coalition work as well, and people are doing different things. So that's something that they could totally utilize. So in closing, your shining piece of advice for goal setting.
Just do it. It's something that a lot of people say, well, I don't really know how to set a goal. I don't really know what I want my goal to be. Get together with your team, talk about what you all want to strive for, and then have something to celebrate as you are making progress to that goal. Because it's fun to get together and run for a goal. Otherwise, we're just coming in and working and hoping that we're doing well, right? There's no measurement for it. This makes people on purpose and this makes people passionate. And so setting goals is the one thing that I think you should take away from that.
I love that. Celebrate as you're going up. It can be the little goals that you achieve to get your big goal, but definitely make sure you celebrate. I love it.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for joining me.